Good morning. Happy Thursday. Good to see you guys. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chum Change. This is live recorded and might have some kids down here this morning. They're upstairs just giving me hell. I was going to go early, but apparently that's not going to work out. So, yeah, we might get interrupted. But either way, we're going to talk about Solana a little bit. Are they gonna have a blow off top? Who knows? I mean, this coin has been rising honestly in the past like 2 weeks from 19 bucks to like 40. I think it's like 44 today, which is kind of crazy. Then we have some more Sam Bankman-Fried trial stuff. We're gonna go and listen to this and see what it's all about. But anyways, all right, let's see who's in the chat and then we will get into all of today's news. Let's see. J-Dub, what's up, buddy? Chris Hanley, Mike the Miner. And if you guys can hear these little iPolos next to me running, please tell me and I'll unplug them. Let's see who else is here. David, Rob Mines, good to see you. Backwards Miner, Chris Hanley, All Set Miner, Condibits, thanks for becoming a Chump Change VIP. Perfect. Appreciate you, buddy. We have Duke Nukem in the chat. Leo Lustig, I think I might have said that already. Let's see. Mr. Matt Electron, good morning. Good morning. Steven Cicero, good morning to you as well. And Tim I Am Crypto, Mike the Miner, Nick K, Dan R, appreciate you all. All right, let's get into this because I have to do a quick show this morning. All right, let's see. We're looking like Bitcoin 35,450. We have Ethereum 1839. We have Solana, look at that, $44. Crazy. AVAX, let's see, 12 bucks. ADA is at 31 cents. Litecoin 70 bucks. Man, everything is green today. This looks crazy. Hell yeah. Let's see what else. Matic is actually up 7.18%, 67 cents. Man, things are climbing. Doge is almost at 7 cents. I am happy about all of this. Let's check out Crypto Bubbles over here. This is on the week. Now on the week we have Solana again, 37.8%. that is in 1 week. That is absurd, absolutely absurd. So anybody that got into this on the rise up, right, like if you bought in at like 19 bucks, take this as you will, not financial advice, but I would probably suggest to take some profits just because you might see a pullback. That's how I would play it, to be honest. I'd play it safe and just double my money and get out, or at least half of the bag. That way you kind of just playing with the, you know, the coin's money, I guess, if that makes sense. We have Render 13.9% up. Let's check out the day. What's the biggest earner of the day? Aave looks to be the biggest. It's 16.7 over at $95. Aave's 95 bucks, really? Jeez, I didn't realize it was that high. We have Mana right here, Decentraland up to 40 cents, 15%. We have again Solana 13.6% on the day at $44. Crazy, absolutely absurd. All right, try not to blind you guys here. Let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Now this is where I start getting a little iffy about, you know, fear and greed, right? When people start getting super greedy, it rose from 66 to 72. So the sentiment is still pretty greedy, and if things start getting higher on this chart, then that's when you start thinking about taking profits even more. That's just at least my opinion. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, XRP, USDC, Solana, Ladder Staked Ether, Cardano, and Dogecoin. We also have in 17th, 18th, and 19th, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Shiba Inu. Avalanche is 20th, if anybody's wondering. All right, quick update on the ASIC miners. What's the most profitable? Looks like to be the K9 10.3 terahashes, $136 a day. The Bitmain KS3 9.4 terahash is making 123 bucks a day. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Red Panda said he purchased one of these yesterday on his live stream. I'm not sure which one, but I mean, over 100 bucks a day, that's crazy. That's absolutely absurd. I hope the profitability stays up, or at least for his sake. Let's check out the KS2 and the KS1. We're getting KS2 is $25 a day. The KS1 is $12 a day, and this is at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. I just feel like this is going to get worse and worse. That's kind of why I said, you know, when it comes to these Caspa miners, it might be a better idea just to invest into the actual coin itself, but to each his own. Let's see, the 9050 L7 ant miner, we're looking at $6 a day, 614 more or less, again 10 cents kilowatt hour. Let's scroll down, check out the X16Q actually, where I got mine from jinglemining.com. ETH, W, and ZIL is the best earner, I guess, $5 a day. Check out the KS0 Pro. Actually, I might be getting my hands on one of these, which is pretty awesome. 100 watts, 200 gigahashes, 53 Caspa a day. $2.55. If I do get my hands on one of these, I will be giving away hash rate every week on this machine, as well as the original KS0, which is right here, making $1.24 a day. All right, let's get into the topics of the day. So Solana price rally risks exhaustion after Sol's 120% pump in 2 weeks, which is a lot. That's a lot. 120% is massive. Solana price has been unable to close above a key resistance level around 1750 despite its big rebound in the past 2 weeks. I'm not really sure if I follow that statement, to be honest. The price of Solana cryptocurrency is up an impressive 60% since the new year, partially boosted by hype surrounding meme cryptocurrency Bonk or Bonk. I think it's Bonk. I don't know why I said Bonk. I just added an I in there for no reason. However, the Sol and USD pair now shows signs of exhaustion, rising anticipation that the token may see a short-term correction in the coming days. And that's kind of what I'm thinking, to be honest. Short-term correction real soon. I'm not gonna get too far into that article, to be honest. I don't have time. We are gonna watch Mr. Altcoin Daily's video, but first I want to start with Crypto World CNBC. They're talking about the prosecutors claim SBF was the only FTX executive with motive in closing arguments. So I want to hear what they got to say over here. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. If you got any questions, at me in the chat. Let's do it.
Today, the CFTC reveals most of its whistleblower tips involved digital assets. PayPal registers as a crypto service provider in the UK, and former federal prosecutor Brendan Quigley weighs in on the latest in the SBF trial now that closing arguments are underway. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Talia Kaplan. Crypto prices pretty much flat this morning. At noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded right around $34,300. Ether hovered at $17.92, and XRP still traded around 60 cents.
Real quick, Mr. Matt Electron in the chat, why'd you say wait 2 days for a pullback, please? How come? Is there a reason? What's in 2 days? Just wondering. But usually, typically, Friday ends up being a point of people, you know, selling off, getting out of work, and having nothing better to do for the weekend, so they start selling. That's kind of how it goes.
Okay, let's talk about the top stories. The CFTC revealed that the agency paid out $16 million to whistleblowers this year, and most of the tips involved crypto. In a statement published on the CFTC's website, Commissioner Christy Goldsmith-Romero stressed that crypto is an area that continues to have pervasive fraud and other illegality. She went on to point out that with the rise of crypto, more retail customers have come under the CFTC's jurisdiction, making even more critical the efforts of its whistleblower program and the Office of Customer Education and Outreach. As many of you know, the CFTC and the SEC have been engaged in a turf war of sorts over regulatory oversight of cryptocurrencies right here in the US. Next, PayPal has registered with the Financial Conduct Authority as a crypto service provider. That's according to the UK regulator's website. But PayPal faces some limitations. Those include offering staking services to customers and allowing participation in initial coin offerings. Now, in August, Reuters reported that PayPal would temporarily pause the ability for UK customers to buy crypto assets on its platform, saying that the company was working to comply with new regulations around advertising crypto. That same month, the global payments giant also launched their US-backed stablecoin. And finally, let's talk about the latest in the Sam Bankman-Fried trial. Yesterday, SBF finished his testimony in which he responded to questions with "I don't recall" more than 100 times. Now we're on to closing arguments, starting with prosecutors. The government doubled down on its claim that SBF gave special permissions to Alameda that allowed the trading firm to steal customer funds. Assistant U.S. Attorney Nicholas Roos alleged that the former FTX CEO knew that it was wrong, and that's why he kept it so secretive. The prosecutors also pointed to a moment during his testimony where he admitted to knowing about Alameda's code change, which exempted the crypto hedge fund from auto liquidation. Then they laid out why they believe SBF was the only person who had motive for the alleged crimes. Prosecutors argued that Caroline Ellison, the former CEO of Alameda, never worked at FTX and didn't have access to computer code. They also said Gary Wang and Ishad Singh had no involvement with Alameda, though we should note Wang did have a stake in the firm. On top of that, it was revealed in court that Bankman-Fried was the one who signed for the setup of the North Dominion bank account. That's where FTX customer money was deposited into Alameda's bank accounts. Prosecutors also reminded the court that all three co-conspirators testified that SBF knew about the $10 billion hole in the balance sheet. Now, later today, the defense will
Jeez.
move on to its closing arguments. Jury deliberations could begin Thursday afternoon.
$10 billion hole. That's absurd. Dan R says NFA, not financial advice. Chump Change said it first. You guys should have bought Solana like a month ago. And yeah, dude, I'm kicking myself in the ass for not taking my own advice on that one, because I saw it when it was like 19, 17 bucks. I was like, this is a steal because it's gonna pump with the whole PayPal thing. And DJ Mine just said his PayPal stock was up, so that's kind of crazy. And then Mr. Matt Electron said he was waiting for his Solana to unstake. Where do you have it staked, actually? Just curious to know. And how long does it take to actually get it out? Just a couple days, a week? What is it? Yeah, let me know in the chat.
All right, as the trial of SBF winds down, I spoke with Brendan Quigley, former assistant U.S. attorney and partner at Baker Botts, to get his take on Bankman-Fried's testimony, closing arguments, and more.
JJ Doc, congrats,
During his
man.
testimony, Sam Bankman-Fried blamed top lieutenants for troubles at FTX. He also told jurors that he didn't commit fraud and that he thought the crypto exchange's outside expenditures came out of company profits. The former FTX CEO said he relied on the advice of the firm's in-house and outside counsel to make business decisions like deleting signal messages and making loans to himself. It's important to note that when he was asked for details about the claim, he said he couldn't recall. We spoke with you as SBF was starting to testify at his trial, but now that he's done, what do you make of his argument that the lawyers were mostly to blame?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. As I said when I was on before, you know, an advice of counsel defense is a very difficult defense to carry the day before a jury, particularly in a case as sprawling as the SBF case, right? It's not an instance of filing one tax return or one document with the government. You know, ultimately, you can't blame the lawyers for everything. You blame them for some things, but not for everything. And I think the government was able to do a effective job, just from reading it, at least from the news coverage, of cross-examining him based on his prior statements in the media. And I think that was probably pretty effective.
Let's focus on that apparent strategy from SBF to respond to prosecutors' questioning with "I don't recall" more than 100 times. How effective is that tactic? How does that impact his case and his credibility with the jurors?
Yeah, I think you know what I would expect the prosecution to do in closing is they'll probably put up. I mean, there's no video in a federal criminal trial, but you probably could find the transcript and have some type of slide deck or demonstrative or something like that, listing all the times he said "I don't recall" and all the things he said "I don't recall" too. And I think that, you know, likely has an impact on the jury, and particularly if they can contrast that with things that he did recall, and you say, you know, ladies and gentlemen, he recall this, this, and this, but he couldn't recall these other things.
Now today, we're moving on to closing arguments, starting with the prosecutors. They're making the case that SBF is the only one who had motive to commit the alleged crimes. Prosecutors argued that other former executives had no involvement with Alameda and that Caroline Ellison didn't have access to computer code. What do you make of the prosecutors' arguments? Is that common practice to isolate the defendant from the co-conspirators who have already pleaded guilty?
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? You honestly think that he's the only one that benefited from it? Like, yeah, okay. The other people were just involved, but they didn't benefit from anything.
It can be a bit tricky because under the law, the jury's not allowed to consider that the other co-conspirators pled guilty. That's an individual decision by them. The jury will be instructed by the judge on that. So you can't put too much weight in the guilty pleas themselves. However, you can point to his role as a leader and the fact that they were doing things, or they testified they were doing things in his direction.
In a nutshell, what do you make of SBF's testimony during his trial? Is there anything that stood out to you?
I think it was unique in a criminal trial because, unlike a civil case, in a criminal case, usually you don't have depositions, you don't have discovery, things like that. Or you have discovery, but it's more limited than a civil case. Here, by contrast, again, unlike most criminal cases, there was a large body of prior statements that the witness or the defendant in this case had made, which is very unusual. And I think, again, the prosecution, I'm sure they spent hours poring over those interviews and videos and kind of organizing them by topic and every time he tried to find any contradictions, either between those statements to the media or between those statements to the media and his trial testimony on direct. So I think that I think made it unique for the prosecution and for the defense, that there was a lot out there that ordinarily in a criminal case you wouldn't see.
How do you think his testimony will impact his case? Usually, lawyers recommend that the defendant does not testify at their own trial. So what do you think will happen now that SBF took the stand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a more personal, for the jury, right? The case is soon to be in the hands of the jury. For the jury, it's a lot more personal decision. Even, it's you're not just judging the guilt of somebody who's been sitting there in silence at a table the whole time, but somebody who you actually heard from for days. And I think that, depending on the witness, depending on the juror's sympathies, depending on how the testimony came in the abstract, that can cut either way.
As you pointed out, next we head to jury deliberation. Do you have any expectations for how long that could take and what the outcome could be? If SBF is convicted, how much jail time are we talking about here? He could potentially face the rest of his life behind bars, but do you think that will really happen?
Yeah, look, both those things, his eventual sentence and then before that, the outcome, right? Are difficult to predict. I mean, I've had juries out a couple hours, I've had juries out many days, and when I was a prosecutor, and in both sets of those cases got convictions. And I think in some ways, the amount of evidence in this trial was a lot. In some ways, that cuts both ways, right? I mean, the jury might get back there and they might say, we've heard enough already, let's just vote and go home. Or they might say, look, he is looking at a lot of jail time. They're not supposed to consider the amount of jail time he was facing. They don't even really technically aren't supposed to know that, but I'm sure they can infer that. And they might say, look, he is looking at a lot of jail time. Let's go through this kind of methodically and make sure. So it's tough to tell. I mean, again, you could see it. You could see it being a very short deliberation. You could see it being a long deliberation. It's really up to the kind of how the jurors feel about the case and how all 12 of them. I mean, we always said as a prosecutor, it's hard to get 12 New Yorkers to agree on anything, much less whether a defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So it is a bit of a miracle that they do almost always reach a unanimous verdict. So
that's a very astute point. How much time do you expect SBF could face behind bars? Do you really think it will be the rest of his life?
Yeah, I mean, look, his guidelines range, which is the range that the judge, if he was convicted, I think would be close to very, very high. I mean, probably approaching several decades, if not a life sentence. Again, I think a lot depends on if he is convicted, and he's not been convicted yet, right? So I think the judge has a tremendous amount of power in sentencing, right? And I think a lot of this will depend on how Judge Kaplan views the case, how he views SBF, how he views any mitigating circumstances. I mean, even if an advice of counsel defense is not enough for the jury, will it sway the judge some way? Are the victims of the offense perceived as being sympathetic? I mean, all those things can kind of weigh into the judge's decision making. I think I've never been a judge, but I've heard from judges that sentencing a defendant is the hardest thing that they have to do because it is such a weighty choice, particularly in a case, assuming he's convicted, which he hasn't been yet, right? Like this.
There's no way he's not convicted. Shout out to CNBC Crypto World. All right, let's get into this. So Altcoin Daily actually made a full video on Solana and the whole crypto pump that it's having right now. I do want to see if what he says here. I guess they're having like some big Solana event, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's kind of half the reason for all the hype around it. But I guess yeah. Well, we'll see what he says and we'll chat about it. If I got to Google anything, we will. At me in the chat if you guys have any questions. Also, yes, they do have already self-driving cars. I see what you guys are saying in the chat. But yeah, they have like a self-driving taxi where like some I guess news guy went and took a ride in it. I forget what it was. I think it was Fox or something. He was like, I was so terrified, but at the same time, I felt super safe. It was weird. It was weird having nobody pick him up. But hey, whatever. Soon enough, we'll have robots in the house, like DJ Mines is saying. He's all about them robots. All right, let's get into it.
Solana's SOL token is soaring to a 14-month high. This is the Solana chart. If you know somebody who owns Solana, you might want to send this video to them. A lot of
It's
people
crazy.
don't realize why Solana is doing so well. I know why Solana is doing well. Do you know why? In this video, I'm going to tell you and what you need to be prepared for. Guys, support the channel, like the video. Let's jump into it. And let's be
real quick. No, so it wasn't like in a tunnel. It was like in a normal street where the guy got picked up. Like he like called for it and the thing came, picked him up and just drove him to his destination. Like totally nobody in the car, just by itself. It was weird as hell.
clear. We were talking about Solana weeks ago, months ago. We were telling you about Solana way before the price ever pumped. You are making a huge mistake if you think that Solana's price is pumping just because people like the coin. Sure, there's a lot of things to like about Solana, but something that we try to do on this channel, Altcoin Daily, is contextualize the rally, actually explain to you what's going on. So, why is Solana rallying so hard? Well, one reason is there's a huge Solana conference happening in Amsterdam right now. It's called Solana Breakpoint 2023. This is the when, this is the where, this is the map, and these are, take a look, they've got some of the biggest speakers in the space talking about Solana, rubbing elbows with other people into Solana, posting about Solana. No wonder the price is pumping. Now,
all right, real quick, I want to show you guys. So like this is the chart of Solana. This is my trading view and I have Market Cipher. So like looking at this, you can see a bunch of money flow is coming into it. Just want to bring this up quick because it's worth showing anybody that has Solana. Now you can see the money flow is in. It's getting to a pretty high peak point. You can see where all the green ends, right? Like this green jelly kind of stuff, right? That's called the money flow indicator, where a bunch of money comes into the market. You can see it basically peaks up around these points right here. You can see how high it doesn't really get past this. So we're pretty much getting to that peak moment. You can see the momentum right here. These blue waves are all the way peaked out. The RSIs, both the levels are peaked out super high. So like just look at this chart, like looking at it right here, you can see nothing goes up forever. And that's pretty much the biggest red flag for me. We're going to see a pullback 100%. It doesn't, I don't know how much it's going to be, but there's definitely going to be a red candle soon, right? It could be a little bit, could be a lot of it, could be just like this, where it just kind of trickles down slightly, but it's still one of those things you guys need to be aware of because it's, yeah, I mean, nothing can go up forever. Nothing can go up forever. I mean, this one kind of just went sideways, which is cool, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a trader, but look what happens when shit goes parabolic, right? Rides up hard, then it peaks out and it rides right back down pretty hard. So, I mean, this is obviously way a while ago, actually. This was last year, I believe, back there, or 2 years ago during the bull run. But yeah, just, I don't know, just be cautious. I don't want to see you guys get freaking wrecked or burnt or whatever. Take profits, at least take half of it. That's what I would do personally, but again, not financial advice.
Obviously, that's not the only reason. Another huge thing, and again, we showed you this as soon as it happened. Subscribers of this channel were very informed on this. Van Eck, very recently, just published a report on the bull, the bear, and the base case for Solana as an investment. Their conclusion? Solana may outshine Ethereum by 2030. Now,
and that's obviously a case too, right? Solana, in the long term, right? This is going to be like, what I'm saying is take profits as in short-term gains. I don't think the like long term, I think Solana is going to be way more than it's worth right now. I mean, at least in my opinion, with PayPal and all that stuff. So if you can handle waiting and just riding it up and down, then go for it. But if you're one of those people that put more than you should have into it to just try to get some profits, then take half and play with the bank's money. You know what I mean?
The range for their bear versus
smart.
bull versus base case was pretty vast. Could be $10 by 2030, could be $3,000+, or
you imagine if it was $3,200? That'd be crazy.
Base case is $335, which is significantly more than today still. But it's important to realize that this is a thorough report on why exactly they're making these predictions. I encourage you to check out the whole thing yourself. It's pretty thorough, and you best believe that industry leaders, Van Eck is a known entity in the traditional financial industry. You better believe that many people read this report when published October 27th.
So Andrew Masad says buy now. So I don't think you should buy right now. I would wait till a couple red candles or till the pullback happens, because again, nothing can go up forever.
Is that all? Of course not. By the way, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Daily videos just like this, keeping you informed on the entire cryptocurrency market. If you're interested in making money in cryptocurrency, subscribe to our channel, daily videos. Another reason why Solana is pumping is because it is no longer or coming out of FTX's shadow. As you know, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, used to be huge Solana bulls. The rally for Solana this week comes as SBF's trial is underway and winding down. While the disgraced FTX founder, who is instrumental in supporting the Solana ecosystem, is under scrutiny, it looks as if investors are now ready to move past that black spot and focus on the network's potential. Now, FTX still controls some SOL, that's true. But what is less reported is that the FTX estate has agreed to stake 5.5 million of their Solana coins. Not to mention, Solana has been seeing so much bullish news over the past few months. The price is finally catching up. You remember.
Look at that. I didn't realize they were in with Shopify as well.
We reported this to you. Solana Pay integrates with Shopify as new payment options transform commerce. Remember, 10% of global online e-commerce goes through Shopify. That's huge. Not to mention, so much news has been breaking this past week coming out of the Amsterdam Solana conference. For instance, Solana goes live on Google Cloud's BigQuery data analytics platform. This is a big deal. Google Cloud's BigQuery has integrated Solana, offering enhanced insights into the blockchain's archival data and analytics. Google for Blockchains, they've integrated Solana. NFT app Floor, one of Solana's dApps, is one of the first to leverage this new service, sending data on Solana NFT sales and listing to the BigQuery's platform. The news just keeps rolling out. Solana deploys nodes on Amazon Web Service. Understand, for better or worse, the association, the integration between both these giants in their respective industries makes people interested in Solana, makes people buy Solana. It just generates interest, obviously, and overall a positive step towards Solana's goals. Not to mention how Solana's NFT market is booming, generating revenue. Solana did 28 million worth of NFT sales over the past month, October.
28 million in NFT sales over the past month? Do people seriously really have that, like, serious of an infatuation with NFTs? I don't understand it. It's such a waste of goddamn money. It is such a waste of money. I don't understand it. I will never understand it until it comes to like real world applications, pictures of monkeys and shit. I don't get it.
And if you haven't been able to keep up with this over the past 6 months, year, bear market, I understand. This is what I do. I keep tabs on this stuff. Solana has continued to ship, continued to update, and really make great strides with development in this entire bear market, and that positive news is finally catching up to it as Bitcoin's price shows strength. So I share this all with you. I show this to you to say, prepare for a pullback. Prepare for a Solana crash. Solana might just be going up too far, too fast, and when that happens, it can really only do one thing in the short.
Real quick, so just showing you. So this was it Dan R that just said this in the chat? So again, this is the chart. No, who said it? Yeah, it was Dan R. So this is the daily chart. So like you can see like on like the 2 hour, the 1 hour, like yeah, you can see some sort of pullbacks. But I'm looking at like daily candles, right? This is a daily candle, daily close. It's been literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight up, and it peaked out yesterday. So or the day before, whatever the candle before this one as of right now, right? It peaked out to this point, so that's obviously telltale sign. You can see right here, look, couple rising candles, and then boom, peaks out, and then the next one doesn't get as high and starts to descend. That's pretty much what happens. Like look, I can show you exactly where this is, right where that was, right? This blue wave momentum and the money flows in the market. The RSIs are stupid high. Look at it, you guys can see. Let me right here, it's the same point, right? Same point. Everything's exactly the same. Even this little volume right here, this indicator right here, this shadowed one, right? Same exact stuff. It's all they look exactly the same. There's got to be some sort of pullback. It has to be. There's no way it's going to go up or continue to go up that long.
Short to midterm. Question is this a blow off top, or is this just another leg up? because it could go.
And someone also in the said in the chat that a blow off top doesn't happen in the bear market. I kind of agree, but at the same time, like, blow off tops, they can happen regardless of the market. It's you know, if there's a lot of hype around a coin, it causes a blow off top where it just completely shoots to the moon and then just takes a huge dump. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, you know.
Go up a little bit more, obviously, but I just think all the good news.
But yes, it could be a bullish flag
that could
formation,
generate more interest, more buying of Solana. I think it's drying up.
Could
Understand, I'm still bullish on Solana this cycle, obviously. Stuff like this, stuff like this, stuff like this.
Yeah, this
incredibly
is
bullish. All I'm saying is don't buy the top. I like.
Did I mix up Solana, PayPal, and Solana with Shopify? Are they not tied into PayPal at all? I swear to God, I thought that was the article. Maybe it was Shopify I was thinking of.
Selling into the top, not buying into the top. So prepare for a pullback. Prepare for a
there'll be a couple dollar
and
pullback.
Understand there's so many factors. The Solana price has a lot to do with the price of Bitcoin. So be flexible.
Oh, that's a cool sheet. Look at that. BTC dominance, BTC price, right? Up plus up equals down. BTC dominance up plus BTC price down equals dump. BTC dominance up equals BTC price stable, just stable. That's kind of cool. This is a neat little chart. You guys should screenshot that and save it. That's kind of cool.
I like this chart. I like this chart
really
by
neat.
miles. Now, obviously, don't be an idiot. It doesn't always work like
Don't
this.
be an
there
idiot.
are so many factors. But I agree, it often works like this. So what I'm watching is Bitcoin dominant.
Oh, it's Visa. Dan R, it was Visa. That's right. That's right. It was Visa, not PayPal. My bad.
If Bitcoin dominance keeps going up, a Solana crash, I'm talking about a bad one.
This is a cool
it's
chart.
Almost
it
certain.
really is.
If Bitcoin dominance goes down, well, that's much better. And all we really need is a correction in Bitcoin dominance, right? That would mean Solana.
Look at that. BTC dominance down plus BTC price up equals alt season. That's neat. I didn't even realize it said that. That's cool.
Solana could have another leg up. So this is what I'm looking at. This is what we'll be reporting to you. I think if you're looking to find something like Solana, except it hasn't pumped as much, there's not as much high sentiment around it at the moment, check out the chart for Avalanche. And I bring it up because it seems like Avalanche is just starting its string of good news.
Oh boy.
Ava Labs proposes Astra upgrade to bolster subnet architecture on Avalanche. Ava Labs has proposed its Astra upgrade for Avalanche subnets to improve independent operations from the main blockchain. The first phase aims to simplify tasks for subnet validators, reducing the need for them to validate the primary Avalanche network. So they're making things a lot easier to build and develop and basically, going to be able to get users onto Avalanche. Yes, I know that Avalanche is shutting down its Block Explorer. This video really isn't about betting on Avalanche. I just wanted to show that to you. The video really is about, is Solana overheated? Do you think my thoughts on Solana are justified? I'm seriously curious to know what you think. Are you bullish on Solana this cycle like I still am? Do you agree with me that Solana just seems to be going up too high, too fast on so much good news? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel.
I kind of want to see what this one. Everyone's so wrong about Solana. Let's see what this is. This is a 5-minute video. We have time for this. Let's see what he says here quick. When was this actually? Hold on. How long ago was this? This was 8 months ago. 8-month-old video. Oh, I gotta like it. I don't think I've ever watched it. Let's see what it says.
I have a huge bet in Solana, but I have a bet.
Global macro investor Raoul Pal just made a bold prediction on Solana. Now, right before this, we did just talk about Ethereum. How high will Ethereum go in 2023? I will link this clip down below. But with Solana in 2023, what makes Raoul so bullish? I totally understand, for all the reasons you mentioned, why Ethereum has sort of maybe some of the best upside potential with some of the least risk in crypto. But why Solana? Because it seems like they have so much sell pressure from the FTX, owned a lot of it. What makes you bullish?
Because everybody thinks the same thing. Everybody got forced out. Everybody's like, the chain breaks. Tell me something we don't know. Do you assume that the team at Solana, who are very smart, don't know that and haven't been working on it? Of course they have. Well, all the VCs are all stuck. Everybody knows this. So then you've got to say, okay, what happens if everybody's wrong? What happens if it is actually that vibrant ecosystem that has the second largest NFT community and is onboarding a lot of people and has retail stores and has a mobile phone and is doing deals with Meta and is... Okay, well then the price is well wrong. So I just flip up the chart of ETH in 2018 and then put it against the chart of Solana. They're pretty much identical.
You know what? That's probably a true statement, actually. That's kind of neat to think about. And you know what? I feel like I did see this episode before.
ETH did 47x from that low.
47x?
And we got down to $9 or whatever it was, or $8 in Solana. I mean, it's already up a decent amount already.
Again, this was 8 months ago. And you said, what was it, 8 cents or something for Solana? I mean, now it's at 44 cents from that point. What is that? Like a 5x or something, right? Or so. And
so you've got to ask yourself, is the narrative right? It's the same with the recession idea, right? If everybody knows it to be, then everybody's positioned for it. So in which case, imagine if Solana continues to do well and their hacker houses continue to build great products and they get traction in places that we didn't expect. They're one announcement or something, some adoption moment away from everybody having to panic. And if I look at the chart of the ETH Solana ratio, it's been in this beautiful downtrend and it's touching its nose up against that thing. Now, does it break out? I don't know. I don't have a huge bet in Solana, but I have a bet. And I would, if I saw the right situation, move some of my ETH into Solana. And that applies to other things too. But what Solana's interesting is it got battle tested, right? Others haven't been battle tested. Polygon's not really been battle tested in the same way yet. You know, we haven't seen the full size of the community. Solana is very vibrant. So that's why you battle test something, you got the Lindy effect where it survived. And then we have a crypto spring and bull market arriving. And we can see real economic activity going on there. Okay, I like that.
So what Raul is saying is that if every investor is thinking the same thing, he's willing to make a bet on the counter narrative. And I do clear up, this isn't so much a long-term thing. This is just a trade for you, right?
It's not. What I'm hearing is it's not so much long-term. You're willing to take the bet.
I'll take this bet for the next, for this whole cycle. So, I'll take that bet for 2 years and wait and see. Now, if it doesn't play out and something happens, I'll change it because it's not my core. Well, ETH I won't change. Sure, I might eventually use some of my ETH for some other stuff and some other bets where I think it might outperform ETH. But generally, that's my core position. And then, we'll see how it goes.
Now, the final thing we ask Raul is the obligatory price prediction for Solana. If this is a trade, what are your price expectations?
Bitcoin gets, let's say, 120K to 150K this cycle. If Ethereum is getting close to 10K this cycle, Solana could maybe get to what this cycle?
1,000?
Dare to dream.
Imagine? Really? 1,000? You really think Solana get to $1,000? I mean, maybe. Now I'm even more mad I didn't buy into it.
Dare to dream.
Maybe not. Maybe it's 500. Maybe it's back to the all-time high. Any of those are all great outcomes. Any of us will take that. So we've got a battle-tested chain that has real economic activity that can go from wherever we are today, $24 to $240, whatever the high was, 283. I can't remember.
You know what? I do have to say one thing about Solana real quick. So what he just said, battle-tested, it has been battle-tested, right? Solana failed like 3 or 4 times or something crazy. I forget what it was. Like the chain got, I don't know, gummed up for a lack of terms, right? Got all messed up and they had to fix it, right? The fact that it didn't completely just crash the coin and ruin it off the bat and it still survived, that's gotta be, it's gotta stand for something at that point, right?
Or whatever it was, is, well, okay, I'll take the 12x. That's the worst case.
Give me your thoughts on Solana down below. And of course, for more clips,
very neat. Yeah, so shout out to Altcoin Daily for that. Man, that's kind of crazy. All right, what do you guys think about Solana in the chat? Let's see real quick, because I got to get out of here in just a minute. I'm actually heading out. So tomorrow during the daily grind, I don't know if I'm going to be doing it first thing in the morning. I might be doing it. I'm going to be doing it on the road for sure, but I don't know where I'm going to be. So I could be on the road, or I might do it from my man Rondi's house. I'm actually leaving shortly to go visit him and Mr. Matt Electron. I'm going to bring you some grid seed miners and leave them at Rondi's house. So if you like to grab these, please feel free. I gave a couple to 56 this weekend when he came to visit, and yeah, going to be sending some to you too. All right, let's see. Chump deals with FOMO daily. Shut up, Luke. You're the worst. Damn, gonna be down near me. Oh, really? You're down there too, Mr. Steven Cicero? Nice. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat before I get out of here. Wasn't Solana price last run mainly propped by Alameda shenanigans? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. Was it? Did they have anything to do with that? I wonder. Giving out miners like your Oprah. Yeah. Shut up. Geek of all trades. Well, you know what? It's more or less so these guys can get these things running and then just give me the files to get them on myself, because I don't feel like doing the work. No, I'm just kidding. I guess I could just plug these into the Mars lander. It'll work, but the original Mars lander, wherever I have it, I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere. That one doesn't like to work. But this one, I'm going to see if this one works. So this is another Mars lander from bitcoinmerch.com. I have not had a chance to open it yet, but it looks like if you look at the actual unit itself, the LEDs are actually like integrated with the board. You know what? Let me just open it quick. Screw it. I'll show you guys this thing. I got to do a video on this at some point, but it's probably going to be more or less the same type of stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I mean, I got to peel all this shit off, right? This is all like plexiglass stuff. But, hold the phone. Hold on. Let me get this tape off. Or not. Come on. Damn it. Where's my knife? Use a flathead. Take this damn tape off. All right, let's see. So, this is the new Mars lander. You guys could see. Pretty much the same, but look at the board. The circuitry on the board, like the LEDs and stuff. Actually way nicer than the other one. It's actually right here. There we go. So this is the old one. Look at the let me see. Oh, freaking focus, please. See the LED strip? It's just like a strip kind of folded around and like wired to it. This camera does not want to focus on it. There you go. And then the new one, it's kind of like all professional and shit. And actually, this one seems to be injection molded. As you can see on the back, seems to be injection molded. This one was 3D printed, this stand. And to be honest, I never showed this, but this one came in broken right there on that side. But yeah, this one was 3D printed, as you can see. So it's kind of neat. I kind of want to do a video on this, and I guess you could actually set this thing up with your phone now. So I gotta check it out. I really do think the price is a little much, but each his own. It's a good novelty gift. It's kind of neat, and hopefully hit a block someday, maybe. We'll see. All right, let me get this thing back in the box. Oh, I'm like sticking it in the box without the case, without the lid. I'll put this back together. See what you guys made me do? Screw it all up. Let's see. DJ Man's Overboard Tech might be the guy. He's the guy for what? What's he the guy for? I need to send it. My dog broke mine. Easy fix though. The USB connection ripped off the board. Oh shit. Did it really? That's terrible. It ripped off the board. How did that happen? How did it rip off the board? Wait, but can't you, DJ, can't you just plug it into like this? So if you look, oh man, it's hard to see. Hard to see, but like where the USB plugs in, let me see if I can get the angle. So the Pi has 3 ports on it. And then there's another one on this side, right there. Can't you use one of those? DJ Mine, send it to me to fix. Oh man, yeah, actually Matt Electron could fix it for you. He's actually a soldering wizard. But yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta head to my man Rondi's house. So I might go live from on the road because it's like a friggin' 6-hour drive. So I'm gonna just be by my lonesome, and I'll probably just do a random live and see what you guys are up to. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. You're all amazing. Smash the like button if you don't mind. I'll see you guys. I don't know if it'll be bright and early, but it'll be at some point tomorrow and in a little bit. So have a good one, guys. I'll catch you soon. Peace out. Enjoy your Thursday. Have a good day.